Hello, everyone who just joined back again. So, apparently, I don't know why, but it might have been the fact that I was sharing YouTube. So, I don't think I can do that anymore. But just to be safe, okay? I'm just gonna mention the names of the podcasts that I recommend, just to be sure, just to be on the same page. All right. So let's see. Where were we? So we were talking about syntax. Why don't we wait 1 or 2 minutes while other people connect? If you want, you can share the live, and that's gonna bring us back up to the same amount of people that were here before. I thought it was my internet. No, I don't think it was my internet per se, but you never know. I invest heavily on my internet. But your internet is it's cool. It's all right. It was not your internet. It was most likely my internet. Okay. Hello, Alexander Phoenix. Thank you for joining. Case just joined. Victor, hello again. Right. Let's see. The numbers are slowly coming back up. Okay. Hello, Eliezer. Hello, Anthony. Nicholas. All right. Hello, Profe Juan. How you doing? Okay. Slowly but steadily, we're seeing more people. All right. Excellent. So to answer, I forgot his name. I forgot his name, but he asked me like, what was the thing or the best way to not focus on? Oh no, the best way to structure a sentence. That I think that was his question. So I was talking about syntax. Syntax is how well you organize words in sentences, and this is for anyone who is connecting to the live right now. This is a page from my book, from the book I wrote while I was bored, and we're gonna read a little bit from it, just a little bit, so that we can understand how that works, how sentence structure works, and why it is important. Hello, everyone who has joined live again. Thank you, Hector. Thank you, Hijo de Dios, for joining back again. Thank you, David Black. Thank you, Sesquil, Ronaldo, Ashley, Kikagik. Hello, how you doing today? Clau Poveda, Damfel, Saul, Carito. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you. Nerea, Fernanda, Lynn, El Cuchito. Thank you guys. All right. So as I was explaining, syntax is a small but very important part of grammar. So small, in fact, that most people don't even know what it is. And this is a fact. A lot of people don't know what syntax is. But let me assure you, it will completely change the way you see English as a whole. The order in which you make a sentence can make or break communication, but we always try our best to focus on silly things that are too technical. Like, for example, a lot of people would focus on pronouns or how to conjugate a verb in the past, and they will get confused. Instead of acquiring the language, they would learn it as a mathematical formula, and that doesn't really work that well. See, instead of that, what I suggest is becoming familiar with the way you put the subject, the verb, and the object in a sentence. Once you have that structure very well acquired in your brain, then it's all a matter of switching the kind of sentence that you want to make. For example, if you want to make a question, you would just switch the order of the words. If you would like to make a negative sentence, then you would just add the proper denying word, which could be no or not or doesn't, shouldn't, mustn't, whatever. See? And I dedicate a whole chapter or a whole section of the book to syntax and how you can improve it. Uh, The activities that have to do with syntax are precisely sentence structure, memorization, how to memorize either words and sentences so that you can make similar sentences quicker, and then questions. A lot of people struggle with questions. People, that's when it comes to grammar only, questions is what people always get wrong. If you don't believe me, all of the questions, most of the questions that I get here in the chat, they need to be corrected. See? And that is no coincidence. See? So, yeah, if everyone can share the live so that we can get to more people, I would appreciate that. Thank you very much for everyone who is liking the live. Thank you. All right. So that's what I was saying. I'm not going to show YouTube anymore because I don't want TikTok to just straight up ban the live again. Well, I say ban, but I don't know if it was banned or not. Maybe it was my internet. Who knows? All right. So, yes. For everyone who is interested on how to improve your English quickly, I wrote a book. You can find more information about it in the link in my bio. Teacher, you must take something for your throat. Yes. Thank you. I know. I know. All I really do is drink water, but thank you. I'm really not used to doing lives for that long. By the way, I think I mentioned this before a couple of times, but I'm a copywriter. I'm not a teacher. Although you can call me a teacher all you want because I did work as a teacher for many years, many years, 8 years total. But right now I'm a copywriter, and what I really want is for more people from Colombia and Latin America to start making money with English through their own business. See, that's what I want. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this screen here. Why don't you guys ask me? Who would like to come into the live to have a conversation with me? If anyone wants to come in, I'll be more than happy to have you and we can chat. How about that? Let's see what other comments we have here. Last night, 5 people took the plunge and they came to the live to have a conversation. Hablar español? What do you think? Simon 900? I mean, it could be, yeah. I mean, yeah, why not? But how often are you going to have the opportunity to practice English live with someone? How often are you going to do that for free? Think about it. If anyone wants to come to live to just have a conversation with me, go on and just let me know. I think you guys know how to enter, right? I'm watching the live here on another device, and I think this is the button you have to press. The the blue and pink one. That one. Wow, 2,000 likes. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. We have the first person, Soy Percy. Let's give a warm welcome to Soy Percy. How are you today?
Hey, amazing. What about you?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm really stoked. What is your name? Percy, right?
Yeah, my friends call me Percy, but you can call me Al.
Good. Thank you. All right. And where are you from?
I'm from Colombia, most
Excellent.
located in Bogota, to the
Okay.
capital city. What
Got
about
it.
you?
I'm
Where are
from
you?
I'm from Barranquilla, Colombia.
Ah, in the same country. Amazing.
Absolutely. What do you do for a living?
I work in a BPO,
Yeah.
Ubiquity is the name for a banking company as well. Is Greenlight.
Okay, I see. I see. Got it. Got it. Got it. And how
What
long
about
have you
you?
been working for that company?
Nah, for about I don't know 3 months is my first experience in BPO industry.
Hmm. How do you like it so far? What do you think it's the biggest challenge?
Mm, I think that the biggest challenge here in my position could be being empathetic with the customer inside because
I get it.
yeah,
Yes,
totally.
I
Because
get it.
always the customer is so frustrating,
Right.
and that's a little bit annoying.
I see. Right. Exactly. I think being empathetic on the phone when you're trying to help someone and being paid at the same time, it's kind of hard because you don't feel it. It's not genuine. See? But yeah, I feel you. I also worked in customer service for 2 years back in 2008. And I didn't like it that much, but I did learn a lot. Ooh, wait a minute. What happened? I think the live paused for a moment, but it's back up now. Okay. Okay. Right? Yeah, I'm back up, right? Okay, pretty good. Well, unfortunately, the other person left unexpectedly. Probably his phone died or something. Okay, let's see some of the other questions. Daniel Romero dice, siendo tecnólogo en sistemas, solo me falta ese inglés para ganar 3 palos mensuales. All right, well, that's why we're here. We're here to facilitate these these atmosphere where everybody can practice. I don't know how long it's gonna last for, but if you have the opportunity to practice with someone, then go ahead and practice with me. See, but good. He says, voy por B1, pero no sé qué más hacer para improve the speaking. Okay, well, you have multiple options. I'm not a teacher. I would always say this. I'm not a teacher anymore. I don't teach anymore for a living. But I wrote a book on how you can teach yourself. If you're interested in that, go to the link in my bio. You will see this. You will see this. You'll see my face, my ugly face, right up there, right? And then 3 links. The first link is for a free vocabulary ebook that is going to help you to increase the amount of words you have up to 6,000 in less than 2 months. And you don't have to pay anything for that. It will forever be free. The second link is the framework that I just showed you guys a moment ago. That framework is a complete 192-page PDF that covers how to become advanced 10 times faster without a teacher. And then the third link is obviously you know what it is. It's is to join my WhatsApp community. There's 2 other
That's it.
guests coming in. Brian, how you doing today, man?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Everything good, everything nice. Somebody was
Hey,
asking me like, where in Barranquilla are you from? Unfortunately, I don't think I can say, but I'm from the south. That's all I can say. South rules. Um, hey Brian, so what's up?
hey, bro. By the way, you forgot to answer my message. I sent you a message. It's super important. Don't forget to check it.
Sure. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I've been
I'm saying that.
swamped with so many
No.
messages. I'm sorry.
I guess that you weren't expecting probably the attention you're receiving. So I
Exactly.
get
Right.
that. So don't worry. Maybe I come back tomorrow if you didn't answer. Just to remind you. But don't worry, okay?
Absolutely,
There's
man.
no.
I'll
All
keep
right.
that in mind. You know what? I'll type I'll keep it on the posted notes. Okay. Good.
Awesome.
Let me just
Thank
take
you, bro.
note of that. Good.
Okay. Have a good one.
There's another person joining us. What was? Oh, she left. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Let me just make a note. Answer to Brian. Okay. This is what I do as a copywriter. I also keep a lot of notes all the time, everywhere. So, all right, let's see. Let me just quickly take a look at this here first. Okay. Nope, not that one. All right. Good. So let's see some of the other questions here. Thank you, everyone who has followed me so far. Thank you very much. May says we're shy. Yeah. Well, but you gotta stop being shy at some point. So yeah. Okay. Both Paisas. Yeah. I don't think. No, the guy was from Bogota, but he disconnected. I don't know. And I'm from Barranquilla. So fun fact. In some Asian countries, the word paisa means friend. And I didn't know that until I traveled to some of these countries. It's not worth mentioning which country, but yeah, I was surprised to see that. Hmm. Thank you, Danielle, for following me. Confía en mí says, ¿Cómo aprendiste inglés? That is by far the most common question I get on these lives. The answer is very simple. I always say it's a combination of creativity and logic. A little more logic than creativity, but you need to have a specific system or an order in which to learn the skills you want to improve. And English is a combination of six major skills. Actually, there's more. There's way more. In the book, I cover this. Let's take a look very quickly. Let's take a look at some of the skills that you are required to master. I don't think you can see it there, but these are all of the sub skills that are required for communication. And I know that it's very hard to see. You don't need to see them, but just for you to know what are some of the skills that are required. The ones in red are the ones I cover in the book, and these are the ones that are necessary for making money with English. All the other ones in blue are they will come to you by default once you master the ones that are in red. Okay. For example, we have syntax, we have speaking, we have conjugation, vocabulary is like the most basic one of them all. So yeah. By the way, this is something that you can see in my book. For those who have bought the book, tell me in the comments how has it been so far? Like how have you found the book experience so far? Okay, let me switch to this one here. How to join the WhatsApp group is very easy, Casio24. All you really need to do is go to the link in my profile and you will see this page. Well, when you see my face, you just click in the third link. Sorry. And what the WhatsApp group is for, you mean to say, or what you really meant to say was, what is the WhatsApp group for? Uh, Very good question. I just made it today because I think it's really important for me to send you guys tips on real useful tips on how to acquire English proficiency. And just for the first 10 people that join the group, I send them a very warm welcome message. And it's going to be very useful because I'm not going to be live all the time. I don't think I can be live all the time. But throughout the day, it could be very nice to hear some of the actual tips. And I have no problem spending 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes giving you guys useful tips on how to get either clients, how to set up your business in the US, or how to learn English. I like business first and foremost, but I understand that there's a need for Colombians and Latin Americans to acquire the English language. So that's what the WhatsApp group is going to be for. No sabía que era barranquillero. Well, thank you. Now you know. Thanks. Yes. I'm from the South, deep South, if you know what I mean. Okay. It's somebody's. I'm not gonna read the comment, but somebody made a very funny comment. Okay. How do you describe something? That's a very good question. I covered that in the book, and it's one of the first activities that you are going to see. It's called definitions. Definitions, by far, by a very long stretch, is the most useful skill that is attached to vocabulary specifically. And let me prove it to you. I'm going to give you a random object. I don't really have that many objects here. Okay, but hold on. I just bought this the other day, and I've been using it, but I haven't used it in a while. Can anybody tell me what this is? You know what it is. It's the same as this, right? It's a microphone, right? But the question is, how do we define a microphone, or how do we define an object? There are five, or actually more, but let's talk about just five. Five aspects of how to describe something that you should think about. First is the quantity. Second, the material that is made of. Third, probably the shape. See, very important. Number four um, could be the colors that are associated with it. Super important. And number five is how the thing is used. What is used for? There are other aspects of a definition, like what does it make you feel, or where can you see it, or how not to use it, right? But there's five that I'd like to cover with this. For example, this is a microphone that is made of plastic, right? Is mostly made of plastic. The colors, the predominant colors here are silver, black, and gold. Well, yeah, gold. Probably it's like a very dim yellow. See? And the shape is, it's a square. It's like a very flat square, but it has round edges. See? And it has what we call a dead cat. This is the name. This is the real name of this thing here. The colloquial name, or the casual name. The real name, it's a filter. It's a voice filter. But the colloquial name, the casual name, is a dead cat, como gato muerto. That's how they call it. Don't ask me why, because it looks like a dead cat, right? So what is this used for? Is used to take your voice, your sounds that you make with your mouth, and reproduce them at a very clear pace so that others can see it digitally through other devices. See? And I just gave you a very comprehensive description or definition of an object. And you can do this with multiple objects. But in order to do that, you really need to master vocabulary at a higher level, like so high that it's not easy, but it's possible. It's 100% possible. Okay, let me just drink some water, man. Hold on. Yes, dead, not death, but dead cat. No como muerte, sino muerto. Dead cat. But yeah, that's the name. That's literally the name. But it's an echo or voice filter, I guess. Okay, somebody's asking me, how old are you? I'm 34. My birthday's very soon, so I'm gonna be 35. ¿Qué recomiendas hacer cuando no se entiende una palabra? ¿Traducirla o buscar el meaning? Good question. In reality, translation only delays learning. Voy a decir eso en español. Traducir palabras solamente ralentiza el aprendizaje. ¿Por qué? Porque tu cerebro usa los recursos en un tiempo relativamente rápido, pero si lo traduces, si tú traduces un concepto de un idioma a otro para poder entenderlo, eso te va a tomar un split second, un segundo, una fracción de segundo. Pero lo que pasa es que si tú esas fracciones de segundo las acumulas para hacer una oración y lo haces en cada palabra, te vas a tirar como uh, un tiempo innecesario para poder hacer la oración. Entonces, lo que yo recomiendo es eh, aprender el concepto literal en el idioma. ¿Se van a entender? Yo me enredo hablando en español, así que, however, I'm gonna just keep on talking in English. My moderator is mocking me. She's making fun of me right now. You guys can't see her, but one of these days I'm gonna show you, and she's not gonna laugh anymore. Okay, I recommend the book. Thank you, Gio, for that comment. That means a lot. I just saw that someone made a purchase. Thank you very much. That's a very nice thing to say. Okay, some people in Colombia say paisa to say friend or something like that. Yes, I didn't know that, but apparently in some countries, I'll give you a clue. It's a country that used to be a colony of Spain, obviously. See? A country in Asia that used to be a colony of Spain. In that country, they say paisa to mean friend or pal or folk or buddy. How much book costs? Let's fix that question. You see, a lot of the questions that you guys ask, I understand them, but the syntax is not correct. So the question should be, how much does the book cost? How much does the book cost? Harvey Aleman. I don't think I can say the price on the live, but it's the same value as a meal, as a lunch. It's the same value. And that value is going to remain like that only for the month of November. Eventually, the price is going to go up. Thank you, everyone who is giving me gifts. Eduardo Forero, thank you very much for all the gifts. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thumbs up. How old are you? Just curiosity. Hey, I'm 34. The book is easy to digest. Absolutely. Exactly. Thank you, Gio, for that comment. And I purposefully wrote it like that. It's very easy if you're intermediate. You're not going to see very hard words, at least in the beginning of the book. Eventually, it's going to become a little bit challenging. Towards the end of the book, you're going to see more challenging sentences and words, but nothing you can handle at that point. Okay, Dan Autodidacta says, might, how can an intermediate level can achieve the fluency in English? That's a good question. By having a system. If you don't have a learning system or a learning strategy, it's going to be very tough and you're going to waste a lot of time. Lots and lots and lots of time. Look, I have seen people trying to learn English for years, long years, and they have invested lots of resources, like their time. Obviously, they're the most precious asset you can have is your time, and they have invested years trying to learn English, and they still can't. Why? Because they don't follow a clear strategy that tells you, okay, this is your level, this is what you have to do. The book I wrote tells you that. It tells you what is your level in terms of proficiency. And according to that, it tells you, okay, so these are your weaknesses. This is the plan that you have to follow. Every person that gets the book gets a different strategy. It's unique to them. And that's why it took me so long to write it, because I would have to account for all the possible scenarios of every student. So it's a very good read. It's on Amazon. If you, I don't think anyone would buy it from Amazon. I don't think so, but it's there. Look, I posted it on Amazon, or I published it on Amazon because in the future I'm gonna have I'm gonna have to expand this operation to other countries. Okay, and I always think like a business person because I am a business person. So that's why I published the book on Amazon. But you don't have to buy it from Amazon. You don't. You really don't. Just go to my website, go to the link in my profile, and just take it from there. It's the second link where it says buy the framework, and you'll get two PDFs. One that is 192 pages long, and it's gonna tell you how you can reach an advanced level of English without a teacher 10 times faster. And the first book, the first link is gonna allow you to download the vocabulary book. That one is for free, and you can fix your vocabulary forever in a very short time. Somebody says the Philippines. Yes, you're right, Emito. You're right. It was not that hard, right? It was not that hard. It's, I think it's the only Asian country that was a colony of the Spanish Empire at some point. How long did it take you to write your main book? Oh boy. The activities, I had to develop them through 8 years of practice, me being a teacher with 21,000 students from Japan. And writing the actual book, like putting all the pieces together, it took me like 9 months. Yeah. On top of that, I like design. I'm very into design, and you can see that in all the websites that I've created. They're not the best looking websites, I think, but at least they follow a very clear path. See? And I also try to emulate that in the book. The book also has a very nice design to it. And I did it like that because I took the work with my own hands, and I just wrote it like that. See, there's a lot of elements of nice design here in it. So it's a pretty high quality book for what you can tell here. Okay, Eliezer says, do you know why I'm not getting the free book on my email? Should I wait more? No, please don't. Just, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. For everyone who joins the WhatsApp group now, I'll send you the copy after the live. Okay? Just join the WhatsApp community, and I'll make sure to send you guys the PDF for the free vocabulary book. And we'll take it from there. I'm going to have to see that. I'm going to have to see why the email provider is failing on me. But don't worry, I'll cover that. Okay. Tu enfermero en casa. Hello, bro. How you doing tonight? I want to learn English, Sochi says. And you will. You will learn if you follow me. I'll do my best to give you guys a lot of content all the time. It's exclusively here on TikTok. What is the cost of the twice? What is the cost of the second book? Oh, no. The 2x1 PDF. The cost, I cannot say the real value here, the real cost, but is less than one meal. It's less than what it costs you to buy one lunch. It's absolutely affordable. However, the price it's gonna go up very soon. Okay, so whoever buys the book now, you're getting a great deal right now because it's gonna go up. Thank you for that question. Elise Belandia says, very good pronunciation. Very good comment. Thank you. Thank you very much. Emiro says, yo entiendo mucho cuando hablas, pero en el momento de hablar me trabo. ¿Qué me recomiendas hacer? Practice. Look, I'll show you something that I cover in the book. Okay? Everybody has a phone. Obviously, you're probably watching this on your phone. So go to the Play Store or go to the App Store and download ChatGPT. I cover extensively how to have a conversation with ChatGPT for free. It's 100% for free. I don't think it's going to be free forever, but you need to take the opportunity now that it's free and just do it. All you really need to do when you open ChatGPT is click on the black and white button to let it listen to you and have a conversation. Let's do a little demonstration right now. A live demonstration. Right now is 7:50 p.m. on November 11, 2024. So here's a live demonstration. Hello, are you there? Hello.
Hey there, what's up?
Can you speak a little bit slowly?
Of course, I can slow it down for you. How's this pace?
Thank you. That's pretty good. What is your name?
I'm ChatGPT. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. My name is Damien. I want you to ask me a couple of questions about me.
Nice to meet you, Damien. Let's start with something simple. What's your favorite way to spend a day off?
I don't think I can say that, but
But if you could share, what's one of your favorite hobbies or pastimes?
well, I like writing. I'm a copywriter, and I've been doing it for a while. So that's what I really enjoy doing when I have free time.
That's awesome. Writing is such a creative and rewarding hobby. Do you have a favorite type of writing? Like storytelling, blogging, or maybe crafting the perfect ad copy?
I'm very good at crafting the perfect ad copy, but I lean more toward storytelling.
Storytelling is such a powerful form of writing. It lets you create entire worlds and characters. Do you incorporate storytelling into your ad copy as well?
Okay, let's stop the conversation there. This is how you practice with someone. Okay, so you need to train ChatGPT. When you download the app, you need to give it instructions. Tú le tienes que enseñar a ChatGPT qué es lo que tiene que hacer para que tú aprendas. Le tienes que primero decir, ok, háblame despacio. Segundo, usa palabras sencillas. Tercero, hazme algunas preguntas sobre X tema. Y así. Y mientras más lo uses, él mismo va aprendiendo qué es lo que a ti te gusta. Ya. Y la próxima vez que tú hables con él, todas esas configuraciones van a quedar en su memoria y lo único que tienes que hacer es seguir hablándole. Es full fácil. En el libro explico paso a paso cómo usar ChatGPT para que tú puedas tener una mejor experiencia con el speaking. Pero no solamente cubro speaking. Hay otros aspectos de comunicación, específicamente que tienen que ver con business, que también cubro en el libro. Okay, let's see some of the other questions here. All right. XMRTX says, ¿con quién tanto habla que nadie le comenta? Con ChatGPT. Estaba haciendo una demostración. Thank you everyone who has followed me so far. Thank you. Okay, let's see some of the other questions here. ¿De dónde eres? Andrés dice. Soy de Barranquilla, Colombia. Mhm. Victor says, I used to look for the meaning of words in a dictionary in English. That is the first thing I did as part of a logical journey. The very first thing you need to do is focus on vocabulary. Before you even try to speak to someone, before you try to watch movies in English, to listen to them, before you even check the grammar, that is the first thing you need to do. You need to fill your brain. Tienes que llenar tu cerebro con lists of nouns, lists of verbs, lists of adjectives, lists of a lot of other words. But that doesn't mean that it has to be boring. No. What you can do is download the free book. Anyone who joins the WhatsApp chat, I'm going to give you the free copy of the vocabulary book, which, by the way, looks like this. Let's see if I can pull it up like this. Hold on. Give me one moment. Okay, so this is the free book. Okay. First message that you get when you download it is this book uses easy English. Okay. Just to set the pace, just to set the tone of the book. Okay, so we can skip all of these things. This is what the book looks like. It's basically a synonyms and antonyms kinda dictionary. It's not a dictionary, but it will turn your brain into a dictionary. And how does it do that? It does that by association. Most likely, if we are Spanish speakers, we already know a lot of the words that are covered here, but we don't know what other words to replace them with. See? So the words in bold letters are concepts. They're universal concepts. And what I did was compile a list of synonyms and antonyms, but not just to see them, but to use them. You have to use them. And I cover how to do that in this video. If you download the book, you will be redirected to this video once you click here. You click the blue button, right? And it's gonna take you to this video. In this video, you're gonna learn how to use the book from scratch. Today we're going to cover how to fix your business English vocabulary forever in less than 2 months with a free ebook that I wrote. Some examples. Let's take a look at some of the examples with the word able, the first word on the list. An affirmative statement would be my, and that's how you do it. Like, there's no way you can mess things up. Just go to the link in my bio, right? If you want, you can click on the first link. If that doesn't work, which I doubt it doesn't work, but some people have reported that it's not working, but whatever. Just go to the link to join my WhatsApp community. If you do that, I'm going to personally send you the link so that you can download the book. Once you download the book, you will click on the blue link inside the book and you will watch this video. In that video, I'll explain everything that has to do with how to use the book. Simple as that. All you really need to do is follow those steps and you will fix your vocabulary forever. Forever. You don't really need anything else to fix your vocabulary. You don't really need to pay classes to particular teachers to do that. This is for free, see? And that's what I want. I want more people in Latin America to understand that it's possible to create a profitable business using English, because ultimately English is just the tool. It's not the end, but it's the mean. No es el final, pero es el vehículo para poder tener un negocio profitable. Un negocio que dé plata, hombre. Siempre me trago, ¿vale? If I don't have WhatsApp, If you don't have WhatsApp, you have TikTok, but you don't have WhatsApp. Really? Okay, but it's possible. I guess, Andrea, it's possible. So if you don't have WhatsApp, you can just DM me on my TikTok, and I'll personally reply to you as soon as the live is over. Okay? Everything has a solution. Okay, so let's see some of the other questions. Andrés says, hablan ruso con mandarín y te creo. Could be. I mean, the framework that I use worked for language acquisition. You're going to acquire X amounts of languages. I only tested it with English because that is the most useful language to learn right now. But yeah, I guess it could work for other languages. See? All right. Do you know why I'm not getting the free? Okay, no, I already answered that. Thank you. What comes in the program? This program use the ChatGPT Casio 2024. What comes? I'll show you what comes in the program. Okay, this is what comes in the program. A PDF that tells you exactly how to unlock true advanced speaking level 10 times faster than anything you have tried before, and a free workbook that allows you to fix your vocabulary forever. Those are the only two elements that you need in order to increase your income. That's what you want. You don't really want to learn English just because. No, we're not here for that. We're here to, if possible, to create a business. That's what I want for everyone. But if you still don't feel like you can create a business, then apply for a job, for a freelance job that you can do from the comfort of your own home. I've been doing freelance work. Well, I did it a while ago, but I've been doing it ever since 2016. Since 2016, I've been working freelance, 100% freelance. And I have not worked for any company, and I most likely will never apply for a job ever again in my entire life. And I want you guys to know that it is 100% possible. If you want to learn more about business, do let me know in the WhatsApp chat. I'll do my best to answer that. Okay. Victor says con nosotros. Yes. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, everyone who has followed me so far. Thank you. Appreciate it. Is that ChatGPT? Yes, it is ChatGPT. Okay. Here's the thing. Hold on. Give me a moment. ChatGPT will not be free forever. That's a fact. Most likely, it will be free up until 2025. From there, you're going to have to pay for it. So, if you want to learn or start learning English consistently, just please do yourself a favor and download ChatGPT now. Okay? Because it's not going to be free forever. Mark my words. ChatGPT will not be free forever. ¿Cuánto vale tu curso? I don't sell a course. I don't. I'm a copywriter and I write for a living. I wrote a book that tells you how to fix your English forever. By the way, that's not what the live was about. The live is not to promote my book. The live is to have a conversation. See? To let you guys know that it's possible to have this level of proficiency without teachers. Okay, so yeah. Bro, how long did it take you to reach an advanced English level? About a year. Like 1 year. However, let me be very clear. Eliezer Montano Carrillo. Sorry. In that year, I split 6 months and I dedicated those 6 months, those first 6 months, to vocabulary only. I did not mess around with any other sub skill. just vocabulary. And I read the full Larousse dictionary, the fat one, the very thick one. But you don't have to do that. That's why I wrote the blue book. The blue book tells you exactly how you can bypass everything I did when I was younger, when I was 17. You don't really need to waste 6 months of your time. You can do it in 2 months. I think it's a relatively good short amount of time to fix your vocabulary. The good news is that you can fix it once and you don't have to fix it ever again. Okay. So that's what I did. If I did it, anyone can do it because I'm not special. See, and I'll never claim to be special. Amigo, ¿cuánto vale? Go to the link in my profile and you'll see. I cannot say the price here in during the live. I'm sorry. Well, honestly, I don't know if I can, but I try not to do it because the live was taken down before. I don't know if it was because of that, so I just want to be safe on that. Okay, Hijo de Dios asked me a question, but I couldn't see it. Let me go back through the comments. I'm sorry. There's so many comments. I'm sorry. Uh, I'm sorry. I couldn't find the question. If you could write it down again, I'll be more than happy to answer. Barranquilla, haha. Yes, I'm from Barranquilla. How could I adjust my pace while I'm speaking to the moderate level? Good. Keyboard. Pace is one of those abilities that I cover extensively in the book. Pace, a lot of people confuse pace with how fast you speak or how fast you can move your mouth. Pace is not only that. Pace is the time gaps between your words. Let me give you an example. Let's say I'm gonna say, for example, hello, my name is Damien Stermaker. See, hello, my name is X. That has a very normal and natural pace. A very bad pace would be like, hello, my name is Damien. See, the speed at which I read or I said both words in the whole sentence, Damien, my name. The speed at which I said the words is the same. The difference is the gap, the time gap between the words. And that's where a lot of people get confused. That's what real pace comes from. So what you need to do is reduce the gap between all the words in a sentence. How do you do that? Well, before I tell you how to do that, let's analyze why that happens. That happens because for many reasons, but the number one reason is because you think or you process the next word in the sentence. And that is because your vocabulary most likely is not up to the test. See, your brain takes a little bit of time to look for the next word in the sentence that you want to say. Imagine that you have like a spinning wheel, right? And it takes one split second to go through the motion of the spinning wheel, trying to look for the right word. If you add that to all the words in a sentence, let's say that your sentence has 10 words, you're going to have 10 seconds delay in your pace. See? When you fix your vocabulary, you fix your pace immediately. Like it works like a charm. And that's why I can practically just talk to you guys for like 2 hours without sweating, even without taking without breaking a sweat. That's what I meant to say. Without breaking a sweat, with minimal effort. See? Okay. That's the question from keyboard. I'm sorry. Hold on. Thank you, everyone who has followed me so far. Eliezer says, I work in a call center. Is it better to work as a freelance? Yes. The short answer is yes. The long answer is, well, it's up to you. If you want to be neglected by your boss, if you like having a boss at all, if you like to have a fixed schedule that cannot be moved, if you like to commute to work, if you like to have a toxic environment where you socialize with other people, if you enjoy working in a noisy environment, then by all means work in a call center. I'm not going to say no, don't do it. Yes, because a call center is actually the best way to improve your level in the shortest amount of time. That is true. I don't recommend anyone working in a call center for more than 1 year at most. But if you must, you must. Now, a freelance has so many other perks. Typically, you have direct communication with your boss. There's no middleman. When you work at a call center, you have a supervisor, your supervisor has a supervisor, you have a QA, you have a team lead, you have a monitor, you have whoever, and it gets very messy very quick. When you work as a freelancer, you don't reduce yourself as an employee. You actually negotiate at the same level as your client. Why? Because you are at the same level. You have to believe that. You have to say, like, okay, you work in this business, Mr. Client. I offered this service. You can take it or leave it. See? It's not the same as when you work as an employee. When you are an employee, you are lowering yourself. And that's why working as a freelancer, at least to begin with, at least to have like a real life experience, it's a far better option. I was a freelancer for 4 years, and now I have my own copywriting business. Maybe one day I'll talk extensively about the difference between a freelancer and a business owner. I actually made a video on my TikTok. Go watch it. Okay. Thank you, Johan, for following me. Right. The Membe says, perdí el ICFES en 49 en inglés. ¿Eso es bueno para comenzar o bueno? I don't know. I took the ICFES in 2007. Look, what is the ICFES good for? I don't know. Somebody tell me in the comments. What is the ICFES good for? If you master English, if you have great abilities and great communicational skills in a different language, then you can bypass that. See, that's what you want to do. In Latin America, we grow up with a lot of disadvantages. What you must do, what your duty really is to try to jump as many hurdles as possible, as many obstacles as possible, the legal way. Always go for the legal way, please. Okay. So no, I never use, I'll tell you a list of the things that I've never done. I didn't care about the ICFES, never used it. I don't even know what my score was. Never cared. I never did military service. Never. Yeah, never. I'm married already, so they can't take me anyway. I never tested my English proficiency level. Never. What I did instead was I tested my teaching ability through the TESOL test, which is different. Just to take the TESOL test, just for them to let you take the test, you should be very confident in your C2 level. See? If you take the TESOL test without a C2 level, you're just going to lose your money. So that is the test I took. I'm a TESOL certified teacher, but I don't work as a teacher anymore. All right. I'm from Barranquilla. How do you learn English? Do you live Oh, wait, it's not do you leave, but do you live in another country? No. I did work in the US briefly. I did not go to the US to learn English. I did not do that. Everything I learned it here in Barranquilla. How do you learn English? Well, I just covered that in the book I wrote. Go to the link in my profile and you'll see how. Oh, a lot of people are reporting that they're not getting the email. Fernanda, dice, me gustaría leer tu libro gratuito, pero no ha llegado a mi email aún. ¿Demora mucho? Well, I think what's happening, I think, is that lots of people are requesting the same thing at the same time. I think, I don't know. That's never happened to me before. But don't worry. Check the WhatsApp group, and I'll personally send a copy of the book, the free book, after the live. Okay, don't worry about it. There's always a solution to everything. Mm. All right. Let's see. There's 4,000 people. No, wait. No, not 4,000 people. 4,000 likes. I'm learning something about TikTok now. Because for those of you who don't know, a lot of you don't know, but I'm very new to TikTok. I had an account. I had this account for a long time, but I've been using it, really using it for like 2 weeks. And for the past 4 days, I've been doing lives like this ones. And there's a lot of things that I don't understand about TikTok yet. So please bear with me for for some time. I know I'm gonna become a pro at it very soon, so thank you for your patience. Okay, hold on. Huh. I just got a message from TikTok saying that the live was gonna end, but it didn't. Okay. Anyway, yes, there are hurdles to pass. Yes, that's right. Okay, some of the other questions here are: are you in Barranquilla? Do you work in a call? No, I don't work in a call center. I am from Barranquilla. I do live in Barranquilla. What do you do for a living? I'm a copywriter. I have a business registered in the United States as a copywriter. And what I do is client acquisition. I don't really write that much for that business, but I do outsource most of the work to other people. I'll show you. Look, I'll show you. I'll show you my business. Hold on. Nope, this is the book. This is the lead magnet. This is the other lead magnet. This. My website is my last name, starmaker.com. And my company is called Starmaker Industries, LLC. So I'm an educator turned sales copywriter. That's what I do, sales copy. Sales copy and funnels made easy. And these are some of the businesses that I've worked with in the past. And these are the services that I offer. What I specialize in is software as a service sales copy. And these are the deliverables that I offer to my clients. I do sales scripts, I do funnels, video scripts, excuse me, meta ads, research, market research for product launches, email marketing as well. And this is what I charge my clients in the US, $1,995 per month per client. And this is what they get when they sign up for my service. They get published ready copy, they get an onboarding call, they get up to 2 revisions every month, they get plagiarism free copywriting, Sometimes they do opt for one-on-one async communication, but I don't really have to do this that much. I also have a private Discord channel for all my clients, a weekly sync call if they want, but I don't really use it that much, or my clients, they don't really rely on it that much, because everything I do is, okay, look, Mr. Client, when there's something that I should do on your account, I'm talking as if you're the client, by the way. What I do is I record myself, I record my screen, explaining all the problems, explaining all the conversion rates, all the metrics, all the analytics, all of the rooms for opportunity. And once I'm done with that recording, I upload it to YouTube privately. Nobody watches those videos on YouTube, just my clients. And then I send the link to them. They reply back to me with all the corrections that have to be done. And that's what I do. It's strategic planning for sales boost. See, my job as a copywriter is to increase the sales of my clients. So that's what I do. Right. I also make websites. Well, I don't do them anymore. I outsource them. But if anyone in the United States, not you, if anyone in the United States needs a website, I charge them $995 for that. And if you go to buy now, they pay with Stripe. This is, well, you can see the pricing in pesos because I'm not using the VPN right now. I'm not using the VPN to have TikTok connected here in Colombia. But this is what they pay, $995 US dollars. See? And that's what I use. I use Stripe. Stripe is the best tool I use for my copywriting service. It's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap, but it's worth it, 100% worth it. And this is where my business is registered: 390 Northeast 191st Street, Miami, Florida 33179, USA. All right, so that's what I do. I don't work in a call center. Okay, let's see. Let's switch to the full frame. There. How can I manage pressure while I'm talking to another person? Luis Ortiz asks. Good. That's a very good question. Wow, you guys are on fire today because you're asking me very good questions. So, what is pressure? Pressure comes from ignorance. See, fear comes from ignorance. The more you know, the less pressure you're going to have. Simple, right? That's 100% logical. But how do you actually manage to remove pressure or to get more knowledge? By practicing. Raw practice. That's what you must do. You must practice every single day. If you want a way to practice, just buy my book. It's in the link in the description, and you will have a comprehensive way to take your English from intermediate to advanced 10 times faster without paying for a teacher. Eh. ¿Qué se dice? The human char. Ay, cara verga. ¿Qué se dice, pa? All right. All right, all right. Where are you from? I'm from Barranquilla, Colombia. Someone whose username looks like a whiteboard. I know what it looks like. I know, but I can't say it here on TikTok. Says, depende del cerebro de cada quien, el tiempo y la dedicación que le ponga. Exactamente. Depende. Si tú quieres empezar a ganar plata en serio, tú le vas a dedicar el tiempo. Yo le dediqué 6 meses de mi tiempo a comerme el diccionario inglés-inglés, una página cada día. A veces hacía 2, 3, 4, 10 páginas en un día. ¿Ok? Así que lo que hice con el libro gratis, que pueden descargar si van a mi chat de WhatsApp, es hacer un resumen de todo lo que yo hice leyéndome el diccionario. Y hasta el día de hoy, si ustedes me preguntan, hey, ¿qué significa esto en inglés? 95% del tiempo yo les voy a decir exactamente qué es, cómo se hace, de dónde sale, cómo se usa, para qué sirve, quién lo tiene, exactamente todo. Okay? All right. Yes, I live in Barranquilla. Thank you very much. Do you work alone or you got a teamwork? Well, that question has to be fixed. What you really mean, yebg, is do you do your work alone or do you have a team? It depends. I'm working with 3 clients at the moment right now, 3 copywriting clients, and they don't require a team. Everything all the tasks that I do for them, I can do them myself. And I do them in the morning, pretty early in the morning. However, there are some clients that do require a hefty load of work. Hefty, like very heavy. And when that happens, I outsource my work or some portions of the work to other people. Fun fact, I tried my best to do that with people from Barranquilla and I couldn't find anyone. I couldn't find anyone who was up to the task. That's why I'm doing these lives, because I want you guys to really take English seriously so that you can increase your income very quickly. Thank you, Juan Manuel, for following me. Do you speak French? No, I've been to France. I went to Lyon, Paris, Toulon, and some other towns, some other small towns. And I never had to use English. I went to Europe. I've been to Europe a couple of times. I went to France, Italy, Greece, Turkey, and I've never had to use any of those weird languages because they know English, see, and they know Spanish. So why the hell would I invest my time in learning Italian, French, Greek? If that's what you want, if you want to live in any of those countries, by all means, go for it. Yes, absolutely. But I'm not interested in those countries. I actually didn't like going to those countries that much. France is it's not worth your time. Okay, let's see. ¿Cómo aprendo a autoenseñarme? Dindres. Very good question. Just go to the link in my profile. You'll see exactly what you need to do. Okay, let's see. Someone wants to join the call. All right, let's give the opportunity to Gio. Hello, Gio. How are you today?
Hey, what's up? What's going on? Thank you
Hello.
for the live.
You're welcome, my man. I know your name. I
Yeah.
don't remember it though, but I know your name. What is it?
Well, my name is Ricardo.
Ricardo.
That's my
Right.
name.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a couple questions.
Yes.
But
Go.
before I get into the questions, I would say that one of the main issues that I found when you are in this part of the in Latin America is we always, when they ask you a question and in a job in the States, we normally tends to leave the most important part in the end instead of going straight to the point in the beginning. And that's culturally. And I switched that to always go to the point in the beginning, and that's helped me a lot in
Yeah.
the past jobs that
Exactly.
I used to work for. Yeah.
Right. Good. That's
All
a
right.
very good point you made. That
Okay.
is.
So the question.
Go on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that is the essence of copywriting. Copywriting is like sending the most optimal and efficient message in the least amount of words. So exactly, that's what you do with communication. So yes, go on. What is the next question?
Okay, the next question is: I have been working as a freelancer since 2015, but normally what they do is they pay you as a wire transfer to Bancolombia. Normally that's how it works. Now you took one step further and you open a company in the States. So the question is the following: how you handle the expenses of having the LLC over there, the address, and also how that affect the taxes? Because I know if you're not there, not living over there, you don't have to pay taxes over there, but you have to pay some taxes over here in Colombia. Depends on how much you earn. So that's my question.
Exactly. That is a very good, excellent question. Thank you for. And I was going to cover it in yesterday's live, but people started asking me a lot of other questions that had nothing to do with that. I think a lot of people are interested in the tax section of your question. And to go straight to the point, yes, you're right. Some states in the United States are what they call tax havens. The state where I registered my LLC is Delaware. And Delaware does not charge you income tax as long as you don't have any physical equipment or personnel or offices in the United States. And that's my case. I don't have anybody in the States. One, there's a list of costs associated with the operation of the LLC. There's a registration fee that you can do through Atlas, Stripe Atlas. It's not free and it's not cheap. It's like $500 just to receive money, but it's 100% worth it because the way I saw it, it's like an investment in the long term. See, I invested $500 of my own money to not get ripped off by Bancolombia because they are sneaky bastards. They do whatever exchange rate they feel like automatically, regardless of the price of the US dollar on that day, on the day that you receive the money. That's on one side. Um, the other thing that I was going to mention is when you do transfers, for example, if you get paid through PayPal, PayPal takes a commission of that. If you get paid through some of the other services, all of those other services do charge you for transaction. And I wanted to avoid that. I wanted to avoid that, but most importantly, what I really wanted to avoid was being perceived by my client as just a mere freelancer. That's not how I wanted to present myself. I wanted to present myself as an organization, even though it's just one person. They don't need to know it's one person. See, that's the beauty of it. And yeah, there are other costs associated with registering the LLC. You need to pay for the address, the physical address. There are companies that offer multiple plans, different plans. The one that I used is stable. It also has an associated cost. See, I think it's like $30 a month, more or less. So yeah, $30 a month is a significant amount. It could be a significant amount for a freelancer, but since I'm a business owner, I don't really work for. I don't really exchange my time for money. What I do is client acquisition, and I let all the systems that I've implemented do the work. So yeah, I think that covers some of the most important things or aspects of your question, right?
That's correct. Yes, the last one, and I'll let the other guys ask another question. Is the following: let's say that you don't have a visa to travel to the States, so and then you need to open a bank account. So how can you handle the bank account opening
Excellent.
without travel over there? Yeah,
Very good.
that's pretty much it.
I do have a visa, but I haven't renovated it in a while. So, do you need a visa? No, you don't. There's right now. I don't know if you're familiar with Nubank in Colombia. I don't use their services, but I know they're an online banking financial platform. They're not a bank, even though it says in the name Nubank. They are a financial institution that works as a bank. So in the United States, they have companies like that as well. And Stripe, the service that I use, has multiple links or multiple partnerships with other financial institutions that offer banking services to entrepreneurs. So what I did was I opened multiple bank accounts with those. The two that I recommend the most are Mercury. It's like top of the line. Mercury is by far the best option you can have. And Relay. Relay is also a very good option. Now, to handle taxes in Colombia, that requires a little bit of an explanation. Maybe I'll make a video about that later. Later down the line, like in the upcoming weeks, because that requires a lengthy explanation. But yes, thank you for that question. That is very important.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for coming in today, Gio. Very good. So let's see. Some of the other questions in the chat are okay. There's two people trying to come in. Let's give the chance to YEBG. YEBG. Hello. Good evening. How are you today?
Oh, fine, thank you. And you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. What is your name?
Oh, my name is Jesse.
Hmm. Very nice. I have a relative by that name as well. Good. It's very nice to meet you, man. Thank you for following me.
Okay, this is my first time in your life.
Okay.
I am here in Barranquilla together to you.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Um, okay, but I have lived in San Andres before. Um, I would like to meet you. I don't know if this is possible, but I am ready for an interview. Okay.
That's pretty good. I'm not looking for workers at the moment, but I appreciate the initiative. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, send me a DM and we can work something out because I don't really I don't really look for associates right now at the moment, but there's a big project coming up right now that I'm working on and I'm trying to launch it in the first months of next year. So most likely I'm gonna need someone in Barranquilla to cover that for me. Good. So leave me your name and email in the DM, and I'll make sure to contact you. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. My pleasure. Thank you. All right. Let's see some of the other questions here. Wow, there's a lot of comments. All right. Let's see. Thank you, everyone who has followed me so far. Bro, tu horario de transmisión es 8:30 p.m. todos los días. Pero hoy empezamos un poquito más temprano. Hoy empezamos, creo que a las 7, si mal no estoy. Okay, do you teach how to be a copywriter? I've thought about it. I've thought about it. That would require an even lengthier book or even a course because there's so much to cover. Being a copywriter, I think it's far more difficult and challenging than just mastering English. So, yeah, I would probably have to make something even larger than that. But yes, I'll take a look at that. Let's see. Okeli Montes says, I love you, bro. Thanks for your help. Thanks. Thank you for following me. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andres, for following me. Thank you, Juanxe, for following me. Victor says, Wilson Alvarez, people is trying to learn English with Damien. Yes. Yes. Well, what I would love for you guys to learn is business. Business. That's what I would really love you guys to really comprehend. But English, absolutely. I was an English teacher for a very long time, in my career. So yeah, I'll do my best to teach you English as well. You can use AirTM. I don't know what AirTM is, but I'll take a look at that. And PayPal. I don't rely on PayPal because look, the thing with PayPal as a freelancer is that if I am a business owner in the United States and I try to hire someone for a specific service and they come to me with a PayPal account, I'm like, the hell, the hell. This guy is obviously not even in the United States. See? So that's why I don't use PayPal. I don't. But if you're starting and if you don't have $500 to $600 to start, which is what costed me my Stripe account, then by all means just use PayPal. As long as you get paid, that's fine. All right. All right. Thank you, Toki Toki, for following me. That's a very cool username. Thank you, Diana Mosquera 128 for following me. Luis Felipe Suarez says, how can I reach your English level, not level English? How can you reach it? Well, through a lot of dedication and by purchasing my book. It's in the link in my profile. I wrote a book for those of you who are connected right now. I wrote a book that covers how to make the transition between intermediate level and advanced level with the focus in business specifically. Okay, where are you from? I'm from Barranquilla, Colombia. Thank you very much. Hi, RT Guk. Today we started a little earlier. I know, sorry, but yeah, I just felt like it. So, hi, bro. Hi, user 426-296-955-8183. Thank you. It's very nice to see you again. Okay, let's see some of the other questions here. I do medical tourism. I want to be able to finance clients from US overseas. Jerry Sanabria. Talk to me on DM, Jerry. Highly interested in that. Do send me a DM on TikTok and we'll cover that. Okay, Lit says, what is the best platform to get a job as a free agent? Free virtual assistant. Any advice? I'm sorry, but I don't really know. I've never worked as a virtual assistant. That is not something that I was particularly interested in at any point in my career. A lot of people talk about Upwork. Again, I've never used Upwork to get clients. Never. I rely on a combination of first referrals, second ads. I pay heavily on ads in the US, and cold outreach. Cold outreach is the fastest way to get clients. Absolutely. But you need to do volume. You cannot expect to send 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 50 emails and get a response. You need to do copious amounts of volume to get one client. For every 100 emails that you send, maybe 1 or 2 will be interested. And you do the math. You do the math. It's not easy, but it's easy. No, wait. It's not easy, but it's fast. That's what I meant to say. Okay. What type of wallet do you recommend to receive payments as a freelancer? I don't know because I've always used Stripe. It's not a wallet, it's a payment processor. Look, I'll show you. Hold on. This is what I use to get paid. I use Stripe and I use a financial institution called, I don't think I can show that here, but Relay Bank. I'm not going to show you my bank account, obviously, but Relay Bank. This absolutely 10 out of 10. You could also use Mercury. Mercury is probably 10 out of 10 as well. Yes, absolute must have. If you want to offer your services as a freelancer and get real clients consistently, either Mercury or Relay with the Stripe account. And they're a little bit expensive, but they're worth it. 100% worth it. Okay, El Santi says, how long did it take you to learn English? Well, to learn it, probably like 6 months. To become proficient and to become at least C1, 1 year. And to become C2, like 3 more years of practice. But with a C1 level, you can handle more than enough customers or more than enough clients, corporate clients, if you want to start becoming a freelancer. Diana Mosquera says, are you living here in Colombia? Yes, I live in Colombia. I live in Barranquilla. How can I send a private message? Because it's my first time and I don't know how to do it. Sorry. Good. I'm also pretty new, relatively new to TikTok. So I think you can just hold on. Let me see, because I don't know. Can somebody answer his question, please? Because I really don't know. I think you open my profile, right? And there must be a messaging option there or a follow option, I think. Hey, you know what? Let me see. Yeah, you need to follow me first, I think. Yeah, you need to follow me first, and then the messaging option gets unlocked. I have not forgotten about sending a message to Brian. If you're here, Brian, I have not forgotten about that. Okay. Okay. Adi says, hey, amigo, what chat GPT do you use to talk in English? Because I searched and it's not free at all. Maybe it's, no, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure it's free today. I know it will not become free in the future, but the one I use, it's in the Play Store, and it's the only one. It's the only chat GPT by OpenAI. The company, the developer is OpenAI. And you don't need to pay to download it. You can download it first, and then it gives you the option to pay. But to download the app is free. You can use it for free for now. Most likely it's not gonna be free in the future. But for now you can use it without paying. Are you C2? Yes, I'm C2. What exactly did you do to reach a high level in English? Diego Ernesto Alvarez, very good question. I combined all my logic, my creativity, my discipline, and my dedication to come up with a step-by-step guide based on everything that I learned in Spanish. If Spanish is your mother tongue, you already have a sequence, because that sequence was given to you in elementary school and high school. All you really need to do is find the logical steps, and I'll tell you the logical step. First and foremost, the pillar of communication in any language is vocabulary. Once you focus on vocabulary, once your vocabulary level is pretty high, then and only then you will see incremental improvements in the other skills. What most people do is they try to go to pronunciation first because they want to sound cool, and everybody wants that. But how can you improve your pronunciation if you don't understand the words that you're listening? And how can you identify the words you're listening if you don't have them in your brain first through vocabulary? There's a sequence. There's first vocabulary, then listening, then pronunciation. But that's only at the basic level. In order to reach an advanced level, you need other skills that are covered in the book that I wrote. If you're interested in the book, go to the link in my profile. You will see these options. Oh, wait a minute. Why is it not showing? This. You'll see this. See? You click the link in my profile and you'll see my big head on top, right? And then you'll see, get the free vocabulary ebook. It's for free. You don't have to pay anything for it. You can buy the framework, which includes the vocabulary ebook, the workbook, or you can join my WhatsApp community and we'll take it from there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, a lot of people previously asked me like, oh, what is the price of the book? I cannot say the price here because TikTok most likely will ban the live, but it's the same price as a meal. For the price of one Colombian meal, you're going to have the chance to save years of practice and years of regret and thousands of Colombian pesos, probably even millions of Colombian pesos, paying online classes or teachers or courses, all of that good stuff. You're going to save it by just investing in this one-time purchase. Simple as that. Okay. All right. T says, bro, teach me, please. I'll do my best. Okay, let me see what other questions. Bonnie says, quiero aprender. Follow me and eventually you are going to acquire the English language. I don't teach how to learn. I teach language acquisition, or at least I don't even teach it. I preach language acquisition techniques. Thank you, everyone who has followed me. Andrea Romero, Jalel Solano. Thank you for following me. Macrecita Oficial, in your profile, there's an option to contact you. Yeah, I think you're replying to the other person who asked the question. Yes, absolutely. Ari says, it's very limited, the free version. The free version, it's a workbook. It's a workbook. You have to use it. That's why it's limited. See? You have to use it to make the sentences. If you watch the video where I explain, by the way, the video is in the PDF itself. Once you open the PDF, one of the first things you'll see is a link. Where is it? The hell is it? Okay, this here. In one of the first pages, you'll see a blue link. You can't miss it. You click there, and then you will see a 16-minute video of me explaining. Today we're going to cover how to fix the whole thing. See? Probably if you watch the video, you will know exactly that the book doesn't work that much if you don't use it. Doing every page is going to take you like 30 minutes if you do it correctly. So, yeah, there's a lot of content there. Okay. Jeffrey says, what is the best way to learn a language faster? The best way is to come up with a system that focuses on your weaknesses. And that's what I wrote in this book, The English Framework for Business Professionals. That's a book I wrote. You can download it in the link in my profile. That is the best way. Literally. And let me tell you why is the best way. In a regular setting, when you are trying to learn a language, what you typically do is you look for someone to teach you. What my book does is that it tells you how you can teach yourself. See? It's a self-study guide, a self-study framework. There's somebody calling me now. What the hell? Sorry, busy. Okay, thank you everyone who has followed me so far. Thank you. There's a lot of people following me. Ooh, there's a lot of comments. Okay. If anyone wants to join me to have a conversation with me, feel free to do that. I'm gonna have to keep the time limited a little bit, but I don't think that's gonna be an issue. Thank you, El Santi, for following me. Thank you, Deezer, for following me. How long did it take you to reach that level? 1 year tops. For me, the most difficult thing has been to break our native accents. Fun fact, the book has a dedicated section to accent reduction. See? All of the questions that you guys are asking me, I already covered them extensively in these 192 pages manual that covers that. Look, let's do a little search. Accent reduction. Look, it's page 108. This is the explanation. But look, this is one of the main... Oh, there's a person. I missed it. There was a person trying to come in. Try again, and I'll let you in. But sorry, I was looking at something else. So yeah, accent reduction is crucial for us if we want to make more money, offering our services to companies based in the US. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Absolutely. I give you a very detailed explanation as how that works. And then a lot of vocabulary as well, and a lot of activities. So by the way, I wrote this book from scratch. I wrote it and it took me 9 months to write it, but it took me 8 years to develop all the activities with 21,000 students from Japan. They were all from Japan, and all of them acquired a very good English level so that they could increase their income. See, they were Japanese. You guys are mostly from Colombia, so that means that you have an even greater advantage, because a lot of the words are similar in Spanish. So if they did it, if I tested all the activities with people that don't speak Spanish and I don't speak Japanese, then there's no excuse to learn the way they learn with this complete framework. And I'll tell you, look, on my website, you will see this disclaimer. More than 21,000 plus Japanese students have learned using my system. If they could, then what is your excuse? You have no excuse. And on top of that, some of the people that reviewed the book are all Japanese. They're all Japanese. Hiro, Yuki, Kenji, Ayumi. These are real people, by the way. Daisuke, Rina, Shota, Takashi, Nori. They're all real people. And they all have learned with my system. So, you have no excuse, basically. Where can I buy your book? Karen says, go to the link in my profile, Karen, and you will see this thing here. You'll see three links. Go to the one in the middle. The one in the middle takes you to a Hotmart link, and you will download both books, the framework and the workbook. What is a mio? Mio? Mio. I don't know what you mean, Jerry. What is that? Mio. M-I-O? I don't know. ¿Recomiendas el inglés por inmersión? ¿Cambiar el idioma de tu celular? ¿Y qué más recomiendas? Definitivamente, en el libro cubro exactamente total immersion. You know what? Let me do a quick search. Let's do immersion. This is what I cover in the book. The main perspective that I use in the book, it's called total immersion. And I explain extensively what it is, how to use it, why it's important, and everything related to it. ¿Cómo busco eso? ¿Hay algún link? In the link in my profile, the link is the only link you'll see there. It's my website, starmaker.com/links. Can I really say that in the live? I don't know, but whatever. I just said it. When you go to the link in my profile, you will see this. There's no way you can miss it. Just go where it says buy the framework 2x1 PDF or 2 for 1 PDF. Oh, milk the price. Thank you, darling, for following me. I'm not flirting with her. That is literally her name. Okay? Jair, how much? For the same price of one Colombian meal, one lunch, you're going to have the chance to save 5 years of your life trying to learn English on your own. This book is going to tell you exactly how you can teach yourself forever. And I was going to say something. But I forgot what it was. All right. Dios mío, el inglés no me entra. Llevo un año estudiando y nada. Precisamente para ese tipo de personas, mariposa, that's your username, okay? I think it's a butterfly. Precisamente para este tipo de personas es que yo intento hacer este contenido. Porque de ahora en adelante, métanse eso en la cabeza, de ahora en adelante, a partir del 2024, el inglés ya va a dejar de ser una opción y va a empezar a ser un requerimiento. Eso se ha venido diciendo desde hace mucho tiempo, pero literal ahora es el mejor momento para aprender. It's limited to free ChatGPT. Well, yes, it's limited. I'll tell you what are the limits of ChatGPT. The limits are there is less processing power, if you know what I mean. There's less processing power for your request, meaning that if 1,000 people are using ChatGPT in the same server as you, the ones that are paying get priority. The ones with the free version have less loading speeds. That's what the free version is for. See? You will still get the same results. It's going to take a little while to load. The best thing you could do is bypass grammar. Absolutely. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, bypass grammar. You're right, Jerry. Well, I must have misunderstood. I'm sorry. Meal. I'm sorry. Yes, that's what I meant. Meal, like a lunch or dinner. I don't think a dinner. A dinner is more. It's a little more expensive, but for the same price of a lunch, una comida, por el mismo precio de una comida, vas a poder descargar un libro que te va a ayudar a ahorrarte 5 años de ver, ok, qué funciona, qué no funciona, qué método sirve, qué método no sirve. ¿Ok? Porque, entre otras cosas, el libro te dice, ok, estas son tus falencias. El libro te habla a ti. Es como si fuese yo hablándote a ti personalmente. Él te dice, ok, Jerry, por ejemplo, un ejemplo. Te dice, Jerry, esto es lo que tienes mal. Pum, 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 pum. Estas son las actividades que tienes que hacer de acuerdo a lo que tienes mal. Si dos personas compran el mismo libro, el mismo día, al mismo tiempo, pero esas dos personas tienen diferentes falencias, cada una va a tener una estrategia diferente. ¿Ok? Es por eso que me tomó tanto tiempo como diseñar cuál sería la forma más óptima de ayudar a personas con diferentes falencias. El libro no es como que, ay, sí, todos funciona para todo el mundo. No, cada uno tiene un programa diferente que tiene que seguir. Y eso es lo que explico al principio del libro. Ya. Y si ustedes pueden entender todo lo que yo estoy diciendo ahora en inglés, muy probablemente el libro es para ustedes. Si ustedes no entienden lo que yo estoy diciendo, lo más probable es que le van a dar scroll al siguiente video en TikTok y el libro no es para ustedes. Así de sencillo. Así de sencillo. Por eso es que yo siempre hablo en inglés, para filtrar las personas a las cuales el libro no les puede ayudar. Porque ¿qué pasa? Que yo he visto muchos profesores de inglés aquí en TikTok enseñando en español. ¿Por qué? I don't get it. I totally agree, bro. Yes. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you very much. David Argaz. Thank you for following me. Thank you, user 0932660000 for following me. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jay, for following me. ChatGPT 4.0 is totally worth it. Absolutely. I don't use it for my copywriting business because I use another tool called Grammarly, which is specifically designed for copywriters. I use the free version of ChatGPT, but I don't think it's going to be free forever. As soon as they say, okay, ChatGPT is paid, as soon as they say that, I'll pay it. And I'll pay 1 year subscription, if possible. ¿Cómo es el link de tu grupo de WhatsApp? You can see it if you go to the link in my profile. The hell was that? I just heard a very loud sound. Probably you didn't get it because I use a very nice mic. There was a very loud sound. I think it was outside my house. If you go to the link in my profile, you'll see 3 links. I mean, you can't miss it. Like, it's literally here. The icon, the WhatsApp icon is there. Right. Where are you from? I'm from Barranquilla, Colombia. Well, technically, I live in Barranquilla, but I'm 100% from Soledad, Atlántico. Grammarly is great too. It makes writing life easier. Yes. I cannot recommend it enough. Grammarly is a lifesaver. Okay, let me go through some of the other questions. ¿Dónde lo puedo adquirir? It's in the link in my profile. Is the second link right here where you see my face? Is the second link. Buy my framework 2x1 PDF. You'll get the framework that covers everything that we talked about today, like total immersion. It covers pronunciation activities. It covers how to speak without a teacher. It covers ChatGPT. It covers vocabulary. Covers all the techniques that I've used for 8 years with 21,000 students from Japan. Everything is summarized in that book. And you can potentially reach the same level that I have without any hiccups. If you're already intermediate, you'll find it very useful. And I'm sorry, there was another part of that question that I couldn't read. Sorry. Where can I find that book? It's in the link in my profile. It's the second link. How you pronounce effortlessly. There's something called muscle memory. Let me show you. Okay, here, let's look it up inside the book. I always like to, any question that you guys have, I'm going to do my best to cover it from the book so that you see what I'm talking about. Muscle memory is the key. There's 4 instances in which I talk about muscle memory, but they have to do with usage. The more you use the language, the better adapted your mouth, your cheeks, your lips, your tongue, your teeth are going to become. Your larynx, your throat, your diaphragm, your lungs, everything is going to be more adapted to pronunciation. And that's how you reach an effortless level of proficiency. It's like a muscle, right? The more you use a muscle, the stronger it becomes. And guess what? You have like, I don't know how many muscles you have in the face, but there's like 30 or something. And you have to use them to be able to become better at it. The real question is, how much is it? And where is that book? Look, I'll show you something that you might want to see. It's on Amazon. I published it on Amazon. However, this book that is in Amazon, it's not for Colombian people because I don't want you guys to pay this much for that. There's no way in hell I can charge Colombians for this amount. This is the version for everyone who is in business but outside Colombia. And you can clearly see my name there, Damien Starmaker, as an author on Amazon. You can see that I live in, oh, you can see that it's on top. Oh, wait a minute. This thing. Oh. So yeah, that's the thing. Okay, you don't have to pay that much for the book. You can go to my link in my profile on TikTok, and you will see a big red button that says buy the framework, and that's how you get it. I was living in Soledad long time ago, Hipódromo neighborhood. I'm living in Cartagena right now. Ricardo ALF. Me too. Hipódromo rocks. It's very nice. I lived there for a long time. ¿Cómo logro esa pronunciación? Dice Daniel Rodríguez. Well, you might be able to get it if you dedicate yourself, if you take the process seriously. Absolutely. What I preach here on these lives is the fact that you can teach yourself. You can 100% teach yourself. Here's my moderator. My moderator is my wife. And she sometimes comes in to peek at what the hell I'm doing. Why am I being so loud? One day I'm going to show you. ¿Dónde lo puedo adquirir? En el link en mi perfil lo puedes adquirir. Thank you, Andrea Ante66, for following me. claro que sí, entiendo tu idea y me gusta escuchar razonablemente que las personas aprendan de sí mismas, creo que, de distintas formas, okay. Exactly. Look, ask yourself this question. Pregúntate, hazte esta pregunta. De todos los teachers que ustedes han visto acá en TikTok, ¿quiénes sin, sin, sin el ánimo de sonar arrogante? Por favor, no lo tomen de esa forma. Sin el ánimo de sonar arrogante, ¿quiénes de esos teachers tienen el nivel que yo demuestro aquí en el live? Que me muestren el primero, por lo menos. What are you talking about, dude? I just arrived now. I'm talking about language acquisition terms and business in general. Because I like business. ¿Debería meterme a academia? I mean, if you want, I'm not gonna tell you no, and I'm not gonna tell you go buy my book. No. If you feel that you need that, by all means go for it. But that's not what this live is about. This live is about how you, on the other side of this phone, can teach yourself English in order to make money. In order to make money. That is the principle that I preach the most. You don't want to just learn English. You want to learn English so that you can do this. So that you can charge this much to US based clients. This is what I charge the companies that I work for in the United States working from Barranquilla, Colombia. It's $1,995 per month per client. Do the math. Do the math. And I work as a copywriter. Literally the easiest job in English because you don't have to talk. You just have to write. See, it's like boom. I bought your framework now, Cindy 27. Thank you for you know what? You're right. You're right. You just bought it. I just saw the message here. I'm not paying attention to my phone right now, but thank you for that. Appreciate it. Gisela Hurtado. Hey, wow. Besides of English, do you know other languages? I know English, obviously, Spanish, obviously, and Costeñol. Yeah. Those are the only three languages I speak. ¿De dónde eres? Soy de Barranquilla, Colombia. Oh, Klaus.sch says, me tomé un test de inglés en una academia y me salió B2. Nunca he tomado clases ni nada. ¿Crees que Oh, okay. That was the whole question. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't see the previous comment. What a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, that gives me a little bit more context, Klaus. If you are already B2 and you need a push to reach C1 or C2, my honest advice is don't. That completely changes the answer that I gave you previously. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I can understand anyone that speaks not native English. Speaks non-native English. But gringos, oh my god. Well, yeah. Like that's why we're here, right? Okay. Wait. Pablo gave me like three comments in one question. How much? All right, that's true. Yes, but it literally costs like any book. I thought it would be more expensive. Exactly. It will be more expensive though, because in November is my birthday month. So just because I launched it in November. But believe me when I tell you that it will become more expensive. That is a fact. So, if you feel the need that you want to improve your English before December because you want to apply for a job and start making money before next year, just go ahead and take the plunge and just go to the link in my profile and buy the framework. I I guarantee you you're not going to waste your money. It's an investment on all the time that you're going to save and all the time that I put into it, all the sessions, all the hours that took me not only to write the book but to test it because I tested it extensively with 21,000 Japanese students and it really works. What is the name of the company you work for? Daniel says. That's a very good question, Daniel. I don't work for any company. I own Star Maker Industries, which is the company that I register in the United States. This, oh, wait, I cannot show you the. Okay, so this Star Maker Industries, LLC. That's the company I own. I own it. It's 100% mine. It's located in 390 Northeast 191st Street, Miami, Florida 33179. Thank you for the question. And thank you, YEBG, for wishing me happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you, Ricardo, for those messages. Is it normal that I can easily understand native English speakers, but I struggle with non-native? I think it's normal. It depends on the person that you're listening to. If their English sucks, I'm sorry, but yes, you're going to struggle with that. Where's your book available now? It's in the link in my profile. Somebody says, no, not somebody. El Arbol says, why Japanese students and not Americans? Pretty good question. Let me answer that question to you. It's been 8 years since I haven't worked for any company. I haven't had a boss in 8 years. Okay. And that comes with the risk of not having an income any given time. So what did I do as a freelancer? I got multiple clients, and one of those clients happened to be an educational platform from Japan in which I pay a monthly fee. I pay a monthly fee to them so that they give me students so I can teach them. See? And literally that was something that I found pretty early on in my freelance journey. And up until 2024, up until now, I still use it. You know why? Because it gives me the chance to practice my English just like I'm doing with you guys. But I'm literally doing lives for like 4 days. This is the fourth time I'm doing lives in a row. This is the fourth day I'm doing lives. And I already have a very good way to express myself and to practice my English because I'm a copywriter. I write for a living. I don't really talk that much at my work. So I think this is going to be the best replacement for that gig working with Japanese students. Although some of them have become my friends, I do consider them my friends. And we have had conversations for years. I've got to know them very deeply. So what's that, a Chinese company? No, it was Japanese. It is Japanese. So, are you living in Florida now? No, I'm not living in Florida. That's the beautiful thing. You don't need to be in the United States to create a company based in the US. I live in Barranquilla, Colombia. Nice chance to practice my listening. New follower here. Thank you, Christian Rodriguez. Thank you, Sebastian Suarez, for following me. Thank you, Andres, for following me. You are a native speaker, right? No. Absolutely not. No. I started learning when I was 17, and I come from a very poor neighborhood in Soledad Atlántico. And I started to learn because I was bored. Yeah, I was bored. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Somebody started following me and my moderator as well. Excuse me. Talk about the name of your company, Star Maker. I knew this question was going to come. Thank you for that question, Jerry. Te compran esos servicios en Latam, trabajan en una startup, SaaS, y casi no invierten en eso. No, I don't work with any clients in Latin America. Zero. Jerry, to answer your question, Star Maker Industries. Well, Star Maker is my last name. Damien, Star Maker is my name. I'm just going to say this once, and I will never, ever repeat it again. So these 44, 45 people here are privileged enough to listen to what I'm about to say, but I did change my name. I changed my name. Legally changed it. And that's the only time I'm going to mention that. All right. You speak Spanish. Yes, I speak Spanish. Spanish is my mother tongue. Jessica says just me. Okay, I think you might have mentioned something before. ¿Y dónde aprendiste inglés? Emmanuel says, I taught myself. I'm self-taught. And you can become self-taught as well if you buy my framework. My framework is a PDF with 192 pages that tells you exactly everything that you need to know on how to become a C2 level speaker of English and to start making money with it. How much did you have to pay, not play, pay? Oh, yeah, you corrected yourself to register the company. I had to pay around $600. Around $600 to register the company, but there are other costs associated with running the company every month. And also I need to take care of yearly taxes. In Barranquilla, yes, Barranquilla. I'm from Barranquilla. Were you at one point living in the United States? Briefly, yes, I did live in the United States. No, I did not learn English in the United States. But yes, you're right. I did live in the United States. Funny story. I went to the United States. The first time I went to the US, I went with $50 in my pocket. $50. 50. Maybe one day I'll tell you that story. Bro, how can I improve my listening? Through extensive total immersion. Con inmersión total puedes mejorar tu listening en cuestión de meses. Is that a German last name? Lol. What did your father think about that? I don't care. I don't care what my father thought about that. Is that a German last name? No, it's not. It's Afrikaans. Have you guys heard of South Africa, right? South Africa. Yeah. In South Africa, they speak multiple languages: English, Swahili, Afrikaans. So my last name is based from the Afrikaans dialect, and I have a great respect for Africa. However, you're right, it has some European roots. Just because I fucking liked it. Yeah, I fucking liked it. Hi, your voice, Chance, when you speak. You're right, Andres. My voice changes. My voice changes when I speak in Spanish. How old were you? I was 20. No, I was 34 a minute ago, and I'm still 34. I'm sorry. I'm messing with you, Mai. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm 34. It's so hard to understand to the native speaker. I'm not native. I'm from Soledad Atlántico. Cool. That's a fucking attitude. Lol. Thank you, Jerry. You're right. Like, life is too short to follow the conventional rules of society. So I just do what I fucking want. I wanted to change my name. I did change my name. Who's going to stop me? Who? Who's going to tell me, like, oh, no, you can't change your name? Fuck, I can. Right? I'm also South African from my waist down. I know what you mean. All right. Da, 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 da. Emmanuel says, how do you perfect your English pronunciation and accents? Through a lot of practice, man. Hours, 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 hours of practice. That is the best advice I can give you. Jorge says, great accent, man. Thank you. Great comment, man. Thank you. Your name is nice. Thank you. You're the first person who says that. Thank you very much. Don't follow the rules sounds good to me. Yeah, it feels like a blast. So yeah, I do what I want. I didn't want to work for a boss. I didn't want to have a boss, so I created a company. I didn't want to like be known as the previous name I had, so I changed it. And just like that, I do what I want. So, and I encourage you guys to do the same. It feels liberating. It feels magnificent. Bro, I want to speak the language like you. I want to speak like a native speaker, and you will. 100% you will if you dedicate yourself to that. I'll tell you what, everyone who joins the WhatsApp community, I'll give you the free book just to fix your vocabulary. It's 100% free, and you're going to need it if you really want to speak like a native speaker. That is the first step. Just fix your vocabulary, and everything else, all the others, learning all the other skills will become like a breeze, will become so much easier. You teach basic level? Unfortunately, no. But, 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 maybe, maybe, could be. We'll see. We'll see. I'm a business person first and foremost. Where there's business, I'm there. If I see a business opportunity to take it, to teach basic level, you bet your four letters that I'll do it. Thank you, Johanna Moreno 194 for following me. Thank you, Brian Daniel Angulo for following me. Some people are beginner and it's hard for them. Yes. I was a beginner as well once. Fun fact, I started when I was 17 years old. At the age of 17, that's when I took it seriously. But before that, I was not interested at all in English. I was interested in other stuff. I think we're going to go 20 more minutes and we're going to call it a day. Okay. That means 20 more minutes and I'll end the live. Okay. I mean, how old were you when you went to the USA for the first time? I went to the US when I think I was like 21, 21, 21, 22. I don't remember exactly. How long did you live in the US? Franklin Mian 5 says. I think that's what you want to say. For how long did you live in the USA? I was not there for a continuous amount of time. I went there and back. I went back and forth multiple times, and I never spent more than 2 months at most. But I did go many times. I've been to the U.S. many times. Look, I've been in Miami, Florida. I've been in how do you call this thing? New Orleans, Louisiana. I always have trouble remembering that. New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans is very similar to Barranquilla. Very similar. Almost same vibe. Same Carnestolendic vibe, if you know what I mean. I also lived very near Los Angeles, California. I lived in Long Beach, but I did not go to the US to learn. I went to make money. I went to work and to make money. That's why I learned first. If you think about it, I always find it funny. These people that go to the United States without learning, like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, seriously, what the fuck are you thinking? Going to the US without learning English is like applying to Bancolombia and be hired as the janitor. Why then? Why go in the first place? Why the fuck would you go in the first place if you don't know English? I would like to come onto your life. I came to live in South America. I want to teach my son. Jerry, wait a minute. Where are you from? Where are you from, Jerry? What you from? Says Jay. Jay, let me correct your question. Is where are you from? Where are you from? I'm from Barranquilla, Colombia. Jerry came all the way to South America to learn Spanish. That's highly respectable, man. Look, let's face it, not a lot of people from the US would do that. If you did it, you must have a very good reason to do it. I'm guessing love, maybe. Right? Right? You know I'm right. Oh, okay. My parents are Colombian. I'm American. Love and family. Yes, exactly. Love. It had to be love. Otherwise, very few US citizens would come to Colombia. Very few. That what I said. No English, no life there. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Christian Reyes, for following me. I loved it though. Nice. Good. Okay, where do you live? Where do you live in Colombia? Where in Colombia do you live? Santi, thank you for following me. Cali, never been to Cali. Hey, look, I've never been to any major city in Colombia. Never. I've never been to Medellin, never been to Cali, never been to any other place except for Bogota. I lived in Bogota for 4 years and I freaking loved it. To me, Bogota is like easily, easily the best place I've lived. Easily. By by far. I'm not saying that I don't like living in Barranquilla. I do like living in Barranquilla. That's why I live here. But for me, Bogota is like it's way better. And this is coming from someone who has lived in other places as well around the world. I'm living in Bucaramanga. Never been to Bucaramanga. You have to invite me. We got to do something there because I've never been there. Bucaramanga, Bucaramanga. My niece went there and she's costeña, obviously, but she went there for like 2 months and she came with a very thick accent. Really? What was the best thing of living there? I know. Bogota takes a lot of hate. I know, but I loved it. I loved it. Um, the weather, definitely. The weather has to be the best thing about Bogota is one, the people, two, the weather. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you guys are thinking. How could you say the people? Look, that's my experience. Your experience might be different. But for me, some of the best friends I have are from Bogota. You were in Fridge. Yes, I was living in the Fridge. Franklin says, "I'm from Venezuela. I'm living in Bogota. No more than that." Okay, I was this close to go and live in Venezuela right about 2015. I had everything ready. But something came along, an opportunity came along that I could not say no to. And those plans were postponed. ¿Cuánto te demoraste en dominar el inglés? Como un año. Sí. 6 meses enfocado exclusivamente en vocabulario y el resto de tiempo practicando en un call center. Sé que no es la mejor respuesta que quieren escuchar, pero es la verdad. Como trabajar en un call center es una experiencia de aprendizaje, no es una experiencia para, creo yo, considero que no es para hacer carrera para todo el mundo. Hay personas que hacen carrera en call center y les va muy bien, pero para mí fue una plataforma para yo poder usar todo lo que aprendí en los 6 meses anteriores. And that was back in 2008. 2008 is what? 10, 16 years ago. You would love Venezuela. I know. I would love it. And there's I have plans to go into all countries in South America. Call center is a nightmare. Yes. But precisely because it's a nightmare, it pushes your brain to really come up with clever ways to communicate because you're in real time, you're solving a problem for someone who's real. Yeah, a lot of people don't like call centers, and I have not worked in a call center since 2010. That tells you that probably is not the best way to use your time. Probably, you're right, but it's undeniable. You Nobody can deny that is one of the fastest ways to reach proficiency. Period. Whether you like it or not, it's a best way to learn proficiency without having to go to the US. If you have the money to go to the US or the UK, be my guest. But if you don't, if you want to make money, come on, like there's no other better option for reaching a high level of proficiency than just working for 6 months at a call center. It depends on the type of service. Absolutely, yes. It depends. It really depends. I was working in well, I worked in customer service, but then they moved me to outbound sales. Why is this thing here? I thought I was looking at this. Okay, let me see if I missed some of the comments. Daniel says Villavicencio. No, never been to Villavicencio. Not really. Okay. I have heard girl don't really have anything to sit on. Lol. Okay. Okay. I think I know the tone in which you said that, Jerry. I think maybe. All right. I love Bogota. I'm Rola. Haha. Me too. I love Bogota. I truly do. I'm already in the WhatsApp community. Very good, Santi. You're not going to regret it. I just created it today, and I know there's nothing there, but you guys can guess. I've been talking for 2.5 hours here, so I'll do my best to talk a lot on that WhatsApp community. So thank you for following me there. Carlos, thank you for following me. Appreciate it. Thank you, Khaled Suarez, for following me. I own a call center and my staff are super happy. That is exactly what I've been telling everyone. Like, there is no such thing as a bad call center. There's only bad bosses, bad bureaucracy, if you want to call it that way. There's bad communication, but it's a job, right? It's just a job. And you, as a representative, you have to decide for yourself if that is good for you, then do it some more. If it's not, then move on. But you have no right to say, oh, it's the worst. Or you have no right to say, oh, all call centers are the worst. ¿Cuánto tiempo llevas en esto, Rey? Nick says. Well, if you mean this, like doing lives, 4 days. I know, crazy, right? But in English, like 17 years. And from those 17 years, the first year I acquired the language. And for the rest of the time, I've been working in multiple jobs. I've been a teacher, I worked in retail, I worked as a sales officer, I worked in marketing, I worked as a video editor, I worked as a web designer, and now I'm a copywriter. ¿Quién de aquí está en Villavicencio? Jeje. I'm pretty sure there must be someone. Where are you from? Says Luzar. I'm from Barranquilla, Colombia. Mateo Zambrano 4946 says, I already have 1 year working in a call center and I need to learn more things to improve. Yes, absolutely. It's my desire for people to never stop learning. What was your method in adding vocabulary during your first 6 months? Good question. I covered it before, Sammy, but I'll tell you. I was bored. This is the context. I was very bored at the time. I didn't have pretty much nothing to do. Okay. So what I did was take a very fat dictionary, right? And what I would do is open it, read 1 page a day, close it. The next day, I would do the same. Read another page, another page, another page, another page, while at the same time taking notes of all the words I didn't know. See? And not only that, I was not only taking notes of the words I didn't know. I was also trying my best in my archaic logic to make as many sentences as possible using Spanish grammar. Later on, I found that it didn't work like that. It didn't work like I thought it was going to work, but I could autocorrect myself very quickly because I already had the vocabulary. I already had a lot of words in my brain. So as soon as I hear somebody saying like, "Oh, that's not how you say that. This is how you say it." I was like, "Oh, okay." I just had to learn that once forever. I just had to be corrected once and never be corrected again on that specific sentence. See? And that's my method. That's what I preach in my book. The book is called The English Framework for Business Professionals. And you can get it in the link in my bio. It's for the same price of a meal, of a lunch. You're going to have the chance to save 5 years of your life on average. I say five because that's what the data showed me with the 21,000 Japanese students that I taught before. So 5 years on average is what they saved using my method. So go figure. Oh, hablas bacano inglés, Manny. Gracias. Muy amable. Thank you. My experience was the same, but you need to be exposed to English. Yeah, exactly. You need to be exposed. And that's where a call center comes in. In what other job or in what other field are you going to be exposed to angry native speakers while getting paid? That's what people don't get. If you want to be exposed to native speakers, you have to pay. But if you work at a call center, you're getting paid. Like, how do people not get that? Like, I'm not saying that work for a call center forever, but learn as much as possible. You can't speak English like this without living in the States before. Did you? Yes, it's 100% possible to speak like this before going to the US. I eventually went to the US, yes, but I didn't go there to study. No, I didn't. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome, Sammy. My pleasure. Mai says or asks a very good question. Do you think your method could be used to learn any language? Yes, I do believe so myself. 1000%. However, I have not tested this with other languages because I have no interest in learning other languages. But the data says that yes, it works. It would work if you want to follow the blueprint, the framework, the logic behind the method. It would work if you want to learn any other language that follows the same structure of English. Let's recap. Let's do a little recap of what languages are those. If you want Italian, French, not German. German uses a different syntax. Portuguese, I think Greek as well. Yes, it does work. It does not work for Japanese though. When it comes to syntax, I did tested this extensively with Japanese students, but the way I taught them syntax was completely different. What I did in the book was adapted all of my teachings from my Japanese teaching experience and adapted to Latin American syntax because I'm Latin American, so it would make sense. Yes, syntax is different. Exactly. Thank you, Carolee, for following me. Thank you, Lisette Galvez Trillo, for following me. Thank you, Andy Espinosa, for joining. Thank you, Eddie, for following me. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Marlon Brando. I didn't know Marlon Brando was still alive. Thank you for following me. Okay, guys, I think that wraps it up for today. It's been crazy 2 hours and 40 minutes that I've been talking nonstop. It was very nice to get to share all of this time with you, and my voice is already breaking up. I'm sorry. But before I go, I want to tell you that please do yourself a favor and get the free version of the vocabulary book so that you can at least improve your vocabulary. I wrote two books, a workbook for vocabulary, which is free. You can get it from the link in my bio. And I wrote a framework that teaches you how to speak English 10 times faster without a teacher, the same way I did. You could also join my WhatsApp group, which I just created today. And on that WhatsApp group, I'll do my best to post a lot of digestible tips for language acquisition. Thank you very much for everyone who gave me gifts, for everyone who liked the live, everyone who followed me, everyone who shared the live, everyone who commented, everyone who hated it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. All right. Well, I hope you have a great night for now. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow, 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m., same time. Okay. See you guys. Take care. Bye.